March boy.
Always something that we really get lost in between. In actually getting ourselves into things that we really have no idea as to why we're getting into certain things. Like for instance, we know people getting into relationships a few months in between. When you're already in that relationship, you feel like, oh gosh, why was I in this relationship? That perhaps I want to be loved. I really want to rather prove to the society in large that I'm able to get into relationships. I'm able to be loved. I'm able to go on dates. I'm able to post on social media. The reason being for me mentioning that is because in life in general, you evaluate your decisions. You go between the drawing board as to why am I getting into all of this, only because that's the only thing that's gonna push you through within that decision, because there's always gonna be challenges within that journey. As you know, going to school, you sometimes you're gonna fail, sometimes you're gonna not gonna be able to study the way that you really effectively, or maybe you're gonna miss classes, you're gonna bunk, like it's a whole journey. You don't want to look back later in life and realize you've actually contradicted yourself. Also, I'm also suffering from a certain habit, rather, which I'm trying to quit, but eventually I'm going back in and back and forth. It's always this back and forth with me with a habit where I'll be like, okay, I'm stopping this shit right now. It's not adding up to my personal growth. But later on in the day, I eventually go back. I'm like, okay, Kauye man, Kauye avile, just for the last time. I also have no purpose as to why I'm doing it, but it's quite addictive, and also I'm able to buy it with my whole body. Be present and actively minded when making decisions in your life. Don't just act. Think back, go back in your shell, re-evaluate about what is the return of investment of this thing that I'm getting myself into. How is it gonna benefit me in the long run? Am I gonna grow? Am I gonna shrink? Am I gonna lose my self-confidence? Am I really gonna so chaba? And it's quite contradictory of me speaking this to you guys, because I also suffer from the same thing, you know. But for the mere fact that I'm able to identify it and also trying to create it means something, right? And also going back to something is also a form of critique. I'm also learning as I go. I've always had these ideas in my head to really speak about, you know, all these things that are really privy to development within your 20s. And yeah, I'm learning as I go. I'm not an expert at what I do, but I'm learning as I go, and I grow with you guys, sharing my 2 cent opinion, and hopefully it's gonna be impactful. Let's give a big shout out to the subscribe, share this video in any way that you can, and you know, subscribe.